everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. This video is a review slash kind of recap of The Wheel of Time, Episode 1. This is the first episode. We finally have 3 episodes to watch. I've been waiting. Very exciting. As you guys know, we've been covering The Wheel of Time stuff ever since that first trailer came out. And the fans of that series of books have been super welcoming to the channel. So I'm gonna do a review recap for every episode of the season as I watch them. I'm really enjoying them. You can watch the first 3 now on Amazon Prime, but let's just talk about the first one, and then I'll keep putting out videos for the rest of the weekend for the next few episodes. As well as some other things. I really want to take the time to enjoy each episode, so I don't want to binge the show. But I'll be watching the first 3 at least this weekend to get caught up. So I don't know how many episodes we're getting. I believe it's maybe 10, but we'll see. So with that, we have the first episode called Leavetaking. Um, I will give you a warning when I get into spoilers. It's going to be a very quickly. I'll just kind of give high level thoughts without spoilers, and then we'll move on to the spoiler part a little bit later. But the synopsis of the first episode: a strange noblewoman arrives in a remote mountain village, claiming one of the 5 youths is the reincarnation of an ancient power who once destroyed the world, and will do so again if she's not able to discover which one of them it is. Uh, but they all have less time than they think. So just with a big, broad paintbrush right now. I really enjoy the first episode. I think the show does a really good job of both introducing the world and the characters that are part of it. I think all the performances were very good, especially some of the we've seen Rosamund Pike all over. She's kind of like the face of the show because she's the movie star. But I think everybody in the cast as they come in and we get to know their characters, I think they're going to be very enjoyable. Also, like one thing I really like about the show is that it feels grand. Like the world is big. Like there's big exposition shots in these forests and lushes. Like the village, it feels like they just really built a new village. Um, so yeah, it's very cool. I'm still getting a little bit used to when we do see magic in the show. It's represented a little bit different than some of the things that we've seen maybe in the past. The way we've seen magic being done, that's still a little different. It's a little weird, and maybe the full. I wish the effects were a little better. I think it looks good, but I feel like Amazon could have made. I don't know. It feels like it could have been a little bit better. That's really my one and only complaint. I think the first episode is very well paced, especially for everything that they include in the story. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this. It's a great way to welcome everyone into this world of the Wheel of Time. So now, with that, let's go into the recap and spoilers. So you have your warning here. If you have not seen the Wheel of Time, you will be. I'll be talking about spoilers for things that happened in episode 1. Uh, so the group opens with some of the women in red. They're chasing down this young man who uses the magic that they're not supposed to, because in this world, as we know, that when men use the magic, it corrupts them, and we see that in this individual. I really thought that was a really interesting explanation of like very succinct, like this is why it's forbidden. This is all set up by a quick opening shot by with Moran, I believe it's the name of the character. Um, and yeah, we quickly see why this world, why the people, yeah, Moiraine, who's Rosamund Pike. Um, we see why women are the ones wielding the magic in this, and we also hear about the prophecy of the dragon being reborn to either stop the Dark One or maybe in the world. So I really like that. Then we meet our first of the candidates to be the dragon. Uh, Ewain, Ewain, I believe that's how you say that. Um, so we see the women's circle, with they do a test at the two rivers, and I really like the whole, like, what what the women's circle was trying to impose, or share the knowledge with Ewain. I really like what they're saying. I love the fact that the test is in this river, and really, as we've seen in the trailer a little bit, the more you fight the current, the more, like, the harder the test is going to be. So it's all about letting go and being free. But that also means that you have to let go of some other things, which I'll touch on a little bit more in a few minutes. Um, so then we also meet this young man Rand and his father Tam, who are going into this village. They live a little bit far away from the village. Um, I do want to talk a little bit about the village later. I think the fact that a lot of the chosen ones ended up here. I don't know if it'll be explored in the future, but I think it's something that I would like to see for sure. So we finally start gathering a lot of these characters. We see that Rand and Ewain have a relationship. Throughout the episode, they discuss her test. They have a romantic moment, but they also have to have a difficult conversation because maybe Ewain's future does not, unfortunately, may not include Rand, and he kind of accepts that because I think he feels that she has so much more to offer, maybe by taking on this responsibility and going on this training that would take her away from being with him. So I like their relationship a lot. I would definitely be interested in seeing, like, a lot of the stuff. I would be interested in seeing how it translates from the books. Um, so we're at this tavern. We meet some other characters. We meet Matt, who is the I would say he's the one with the worst luck in the of the bunch, but he's also kind of a mischievous. I would call him a rogue if we were playing D&D. But I think he has a good heart. He cares for his family, he cares for his sisters, and he's just kind of interested in trying to make their lives a little better. We also meet Perrin, who is a kind, gentle soul, but he's a big dude, strong dude. He's in love with a woman named Liana, which we'll talk about that in a little bit later. We also meet Nynaeve. I believe that's how you say her name. Um, Really strong willed character. I like that a lot. She has this ability to listen to the wind, which I hope they explore more because she was trying to teach that to Ewain, and maybe that's something I really like their relationship too, as far as, like, this is my path. She has a conversation with Moraine as to why she feels it is her duty to do the things that she does. So I like Nynaeve a lot. So I think all the characters are very likable. All the five chosen possible dragons that we met. I think this episode makes a great effort to make sure that you like the characters. So then, as conflict starts arising, we have Moraine and Len finally show up in this village. I love the whole trope of, the stranger walking into the tavern. Everybody kind of stops what they're doing. They stop in their tracks, but it lets you, like, the responses that you get from the patrons is really, really builds their character. My favorite was Nynaeve. She had her hand on her blade the whole time, just in case stuff started going down. I love that. I love that detail. Um, so then we finally, after that, Perrin goes to talk to Layla. We meet Layla, who is in the forge. Um, we do get a quick shot of who I believe is the eyeless. It's just a hooded figure and a horse. You only see their face, but it's got a weird face. I'm sure that'll be explored more in a little bit. They seem to be if I had to guess right now, when the dark army, the dark army of Trolloc shows up later on, I would believe that they are the ones kind of in command of that part of the army. So I'm sure we'll see more of those characters in the future, and hopefully, oh man, I don't know if I want to see their face. They look weird. But I think they look pretty good in the show. Um, so yeah, we see that things are happening. Nynaeve and Moraine have a conversation in the sacred pool. Um, which, like I said, that just kind of it's building all their characters. You feel like they're kind of being antagonistic towards each other, but I believe it's just because they each have a mission and a duty that they feel um, it's more important than what maybe the other one is asking. That maybe it's more important that would than what one of them is asking from the other. Um, so they do mention in there they're having I guess like a festival or celebration where they have these lanterns and they light the lanterns for those that are gone. But as the Tam mentions to Rand, like in the Wheel of Time, uh, you're reincarnated. The souls are reincarnated as different people, and you don't remember your past lives, but the soul, like that's the full cycle. That's what the Wheel of Time keeps spinning, and that's the whole one of the big overarching themes that I saw in this episode. So I really like that. I really like the themes. But then as this celebration's happening, that's when things go really wrong. The Trollocs show up. At first, I was like, "What is this? A Minotaur?" I wasn't sure, but they're called Trollocs. They're the part of the Dark One's army, and like I said, I believe they are being led by these eyeless individuals. If there's more than one of them, I don't know, but at least in this episode, we do see one. The town's being overrun, and things. This is when things like really get kicking into high gear. A lot of stuff's gonna happen, so I would really recommend you go watch the episode if you're still watching this review. So Moraine and Lan show up. They just start taking Trollocs down. Moraine, like finally, this is where we see the most of the magic and how Moraine controls the element, draws power from the light. Yeah, it's just really cool. She takes down so many of the army. It really feels like the battle is turning in their favor. Now that doesn't go very well for everyone. Unfortunately, Perrin is ambushed with Layla at the forge, and as they're fighting, uh, Perrin kills a Trolloc, but then he also accidentally kills Layla, and I think that's something he's gonna have to live with for the rest of the story, and we'll see how that affects him going forward. Uh, Rand and his dad are also ambushed at their own cabin, where the dad is poisoned by one of the Trollocs, so he has to bring him back down to the village. Uh, I wasn't sure, but I really like the fact that there are actual consequences to these fights. It's not like all our main characters are just really gonna make it through. And as far as right now, we're just kind of following these guys. So we have four of the chosen ones remain in the village. And Neve was taken away by one of the Trollocs, so we don't really know what's happening with her. Hopefully, we'll see her back in the future. We'll see her join the group because at the end, when the whole battle's kind of done, everything settles down. They do follow Moraine because she explains that the Dark Army is coming in, or the Dark One's army is coming, and if they stay in the village will suffer. So, like I said, I do want to explore. Hopefully, they explore why so many of these possible candidates ended up in one spot. Is it something that it must be part of the grander design of in the Wheel of Time? Um, the last thing that I really want to point out is in the third age of a wind rose, marking a new beginning, not the beginning, just a new beginning. I really like that. It's one of the closing lines of the show. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. We have uh, Matt, Perrin, uh, Ewain, and Rand. Now they've joined Lan and Moraine to go back to the tower and figure out who the chosen one is. But we're missing one of them, and I don't know what's going to happen there. Hopefully, like I said, Nynaeve, who I really liked, will come back. So that's everything that happened. I really like the show. I really like this. I'm just so excited because I think we have been waiting for so long for this, and I've been really excited following along all the releases from Amazon and trying to read the character bios and stuff. So yeah, uh, next coming up pretty soon, we'll have a video for number 2, episode number 2. But let me know in the comments, what did you think of this episode? If you read the book without any spoilers, how do you feel so far in episode 1? How do you feel about the adaptation of the characters, of the book, like all that good stuff? But like I said, try to keep it no spoilers. There's a lot of new people joining this fandom, and I'm just so excited to see where this goes from here. So thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. We have a Patreon link in the description. Any patrons get a lot of our videos are shot in advance, so you get access to that prior for them to them going public on YouTube. So yeah, stay tuned. There's more Wheel of Time content coming, but for sure we'll at least have episode 2 and episode 3 recaps and reviews coming soon. So thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.